In today's video we're going to be turning this pretty boring standard loop into this using the power of follow actions. Follow actions might seem daunting at first, but once you get your head around them, actually pretty simple and really fun and creative things to use, which will really help you maximize the value you get out of your sample packs, out of your resampling, etc. Yeah, quite a quick one today, but plenty of good stuff packed into it. Let's get into it. Okay, so we've got this list here of 20 samples from the percussion loops that I dropped last week. These are the straight ones, but there's also the same loops but swung at 33% swing. And we've also here got a drum loop that's from the Patreon sample pack. But these samples, yeah, they're free. They're available for another few weeks at least. And if we just set everything off here, you know, it's made this drum loop sound a lot more interesting. And, you know, that's nice enough on its own. And that might be enough in some cases. And, you know, you could sort of say you want a few bars of that, and then maybe a few bars of that, etc. But what we're going to do today is a technique which will really allow you to get so much more out of just, you know, straight loops, and so much more out of all your samples and sample packs that you may have. And this is follow actions. So this may seem a little bit daunting at first, but it's actually, once you get the hang of it, it's fairly simple and easy to follow. So I'm going to select all of these loops here, and if I press Shift Enter, this is going to turn them all into follow actions. You don't have to press Shift Enter, of course. You can also just highlight them all. If we get on the clip, and then we can just click this follow actions button here. And now what happens if I trigger off this first clip here, you can see that once it's got through the 2 bars that it lasts, it's triggered the next clip, and this will then trigger the next clip, etc, etc, etc. So far not particularly exciting, but what we can do here is we have a list of different actions that this can take. So we could say that we want this to play the last clip of this block, and then it instantly skips down to the bottom clip there, and then that will just loop back up to the first, back to the last, etc. So, you know, a bit more interesting, but where this really comes into its own is if we press either the any or the other options. So any will basically play any other clip, and other will just play, well, it's kind of the same, but it will just make sure that it doesn't, on the off chance, repeat the same clip again. So it will always be a different one. And, you know, it's just kind of going around doing its thing. That didn't work that time, but anyway, not sure why that's not. Oh, here we go, sorry. So I didn't have everything highlighted. Important to remember that if you want to make changes to everything, you need to have all these clips highlighted at the same time. We'll come back to why that is also, sometimes you don't want them highlighted all the times because you want them to sort of do different things, but for this first example, we're going to stick to that. So here we go, we've got them all on other. But the problem is, they're just, you know, these are 2-bar loops, so what we could do is we could shorten the length of the loop and make these move around a little bit quicker. Or here we can turn off this button here that says linked, and then this will allow us to play. We can then, you know, we can define the time that this is going to move, that these are going to move. So now they're going to move every bar. It's going to play a different one of these loops. But where I think the fun comes into this is if we change it here to, so that this can be every quarter bar, we'll get a different loop now. So now we get some really nice stuff coming out of this. And we can then further improve on this, because at the moment these are resetting every time, so it's just going to play the first quarter of each of these loops. But what we can then do, we can put this on legato mode, and now this will play through these 2-bar loops, and we're just getting different chunks each time. So we're getting this really nice evolving percussion pattern that's never the same each time, but maintains, a groove and uniformity about it, even though it's always changing. And so from there, what we could do, of course, is we could just resample all of this. And let's record a few bars worth. And then you can, start to go in and edit the bits that you like, etc., etc.